Okay, hi everyone. Thank you for coming. Really appreciate it. I hope you will like this talk. You'll find it inspiring. You will learn something from it, and you'll be able to make it applicable for your everyday life or work. So I'm going to talk about managing emotions in design, and it's not going to be much in it about designing emotions, but it's going to be about even more managing behaviors in a more holistic way, more complex way, showing you the model of relationship between emotions in large projects and initiatives. So hope you enjoy. So I'll start with some theoretical introduction. So what is systemic? What does systemic mean? And this more refers to systems thinking and complexity. So to say it in a very simple word, systemic is a number of elements and how these elements are connected with each other and how they impact in each other. And I'm going to be talking about this in context of emotions. So how much emotions are there? How these emotions relate? What happens when different emotions connects or clashes, and how this can affect a bigger system. So, and how you can manage what's going on, like not only in a direct relationship of you as a designers or managers or whatever role you have with a product or with others, but more holistically, like with the things that are not directly connected to you. So this can be like I said, products, this can be governances, this can be companies, media, people, different roles, users, a lot of things that are emotionally or produce emotions through things that are happening. And a little bit of theory about emotions. Hope this is most of this is obvious for you, but need to say it. So emotions are different from feelings. This is very important. So feelings are more like interpretation of emotions. So emotion is something that we have, it happens, and we cannot stop it. And feelings are how we interpret emotions. And we can name the same. Emotions can be named the same as feelings, but we interpret this in different ways. So emotions is something we can observe. Feelings is something we can ask about and get answer on how this is like, how you interpret your emotion itself. So emotions have different layers and stages. So the most important thing is that you cannot be sure of what the emotions are. Like in every situation, you may expect what someone what the emotional state of something or someone is, but you cannot be sure of what exact emotions happen because of many things, because of a context, because of things that you don't know that impact the like internal behavior or internal reaction that happens inside. Emotions are difficult for design because like there are, as already said, there are different layers of emotions. So like few emotions together produce a new emotion. So on different levels, this is even difficult to navigate through and to like realize what it exactly is. But it's also difficult to measure. Like everything, emotions can be measured, and this is a separate topic to be discussed. But they are difficult to measure because they are difficult to interpret and because they are difficult to define. So this is it. But the most important thing which this talk focuses on is that emotions are difficult to manage. And what you see on the screen right now is an emotional journey, which starts with an event. Event triggers a cognition. Through the cognition, we kind of have emotions. And what's following the emotions is behavior and effect. And actually, emotions is something we cannot manage, as I already said, because this happens automatically. And this is something we cannot impact like internally. This is happening. But we can manage the behavior and the effect after the emotions. And we can manage this by predicting, by using some predictive models and by using some scenario-based approaches. So if you try to predict what may happen and what emotions, what the actions that are happening and the events that are happening, what emotions they can implicate, it's easier to understand these emotions, and it's easier to manage behaviors that appear after these emotions. So basically, this is the the level for designers or different roles that are possible to, let's say, impact different way. So, like, can we really design for users' emotions? And the answer is yes, of course, and probably most of you know this from Don Norman's emotional design. But it's also important that there are different layers of emotions, and there are visceral, behavioral, and reflective emotions. And visceral emotions are the ones that we have immediate reaction. So something happens, and I immediately react, and you can actually see and guess the emotion. Behavioral emotion is something more complex, so it induces some physical reaction. So in emotions, I can do something, positive or negative, but the most impactful to the systemic thinking is reflective emotions, because reflective emotions includes like some kind of engagement and some kind of relationship with anything. Let's say with a product, like this is going to be one of the examples. So if I'm somehow emotionally connected with product or with something, change or redesign implicates much stronger and much more impactful effect than on these two first levels. And just to simplify this and showing first a hypothetical simple example. So these are three levels of this emotion. So let's look on a visceral emotion. This is something simple. So let's say, like for example, micro animation or micro copy, or doing something simple that make a reaction. So for example, we designed like anything, and there's animation come up, and this can implicate the joy. So I smile, but impact to the system is none or minimal because I forget about it in a moment. So someone designed something nice, it was nice, I smile, it was nice experience, but I forget it. On the behavioral level, we can refer it to something new. So for example, there's a new function in a product you're designing. So there was nothing before, there's something new, and I believe this new function can let me reach my goals, or that this will solve my problem. So I have, let's say, emotion is hope. So behavior, I get into interaction with this new function. I click it through. Okay, it works, it doesn't work. I will share it somehow, but the impact to the system is medium. But the most impactful and most dangerous, but also like opposite to dangerous, like causing some good impact is a reflective emotion. So the cognition is, will it be better than now? So the product exists, and I change it. It may be good, it may be bad, I have some relationship, but I need to change it. And we change products from different reasons. There are business, most of this, we change it for business reasons because we want to get to some goals. And this includes like improving user's experience, because through the experience they can help us reach the goals. So like a business model of like what actually all of us or most of us are doing. And this is difficult because the cognition is, will it be better now? And of course, the emotion may be still like joy, but emotion may be annoyance. And annoyance is like through the second level of emotions from the picture presented on previous slides. Annoyance may cause a complicated behavior of multi-interactions and reactions. And impact to the system is big because on a reflective level, I want to share my emotions widely. So I'll leave a comment, and I share my emotions through social media. And if I feel someone took something really important for me, or someone made my relationship, which was strong, worse, I'm gonna reflect on this, like showing to the world that I'm not satisfied with what have changed, or opposite. If someone made it better, this is less common. We don't share, like, we share more negative emotions than positive, but still this is the implication to the system. So let's focus on reflective emotional relationships, because this is like the main topic of this presentation. And I'll show you 3 examples based on like this theoretical introduction to this. So the first example is redesign. And let's say we have a product, and this is a product, like scaled product, multi-million users, and yeah, like everyday use product. So the relationship is very strong, and like you can expect that the implication to the system may be strong, whatever you change. So, but you need to do this from a business or many other reasons. So before the release, it looks like this. So you can look to the dashed connections, and basically the most of the emotions are accumulated in this area. So there are designers' emotions to the product, and there are different kind of managers and product people emotions to the product, and there is organizations' emotions through these designers and through these managers also impacting the product. And at this stage, rarely anyone thinks about like the broader system or a more holistic view on what is going on outside, because at this moment nothing's going on. So the product is as it is. This is not changed yet. So all the emotions about the change that is going to happen, like happens on this side. But directly after release, this is what happens. And so basically there are users, there are media through users can share their emotions. So like when I said, this is reflective, and like mostly these are negative emotions. Okay, sometimes there's positive emotions, and we could be seeing this like this, but what actually happens, the emotional cloud is much bigger. So emotions cause emotions, and not only emotions between users and product, but there are designers who feel emotional responsibility for the change. There are managers who have another kind of responsibility. There is business behind. There are families, friends. Like everyone have emotions around this change, and this is because of the change. And no matter if this change is better or worse, this always will cause the quite a big impact. And this is something that all the designers and product people should be aware of before the change is made. So before you make a change, there are ways and there are tools to try to predict and try to manage not the emotions, because they will appear, but the behaviors. So if people know that there might be some strong emotional situation which is complex and chaotic, and because of an impact, because of a scale, because of a product, you can try to manage it before, like using the predictive analysis and using some scenario models, like showing what may happen and like making people prepare to these emotions come up and manage the behavior the right way, so the situation is like managed properly and the product is like on the way that it was designed to be. Okay, so second example is a little different. I call it chasing the dream. Here's my personal. The previous one was also connected to my personal feelings and one of releases I had. That happened in my career. So chasing the dream, and this is also released, but this is the release of the dreams. So this doesn't reflect to the product, this reflects to the person, and this reflects to the person that like had a dream to design something and to have something. So this actually refers to the physical product, which is Peer Glass, which me and my friend released like a few years ago. And our only goal was to make it and to have fun from it, and to get some people, basically our friends and family, happy about what we did. And this is how we believe the emotional cloud looks like. So we were only concentrating on product and friends and making us happy and fun, and like this was the core motivation. But after release, it appeared that the cloud may be bigger. So a lot of people were connecting with us, with sharing their emotions, and the surprising thing is that this project went really well and really smooth, and like we could expect that everyone loves this, and we got the funds and like amazing. But there was more negative emotions through the media and through not only through made by the users, but also experts and all the industry, and everyone had opinion about this. And this was very emotionally impactful, not only for us, but also for product, for the journey, for our thinking, for the next steps, and what happened to the product. So the journey could look totally different. We could be evolving this, we could be developing more. But basically, at the time, this was difficult and this was devastating. We didn't understand. By the way, if you understand Polish, you can read the comments and you can see the comments well. This is quite funny, so you can see it. One more thing that I want to say is that emotions in 2025 are much different than emotions in 2017. So few previous slides, this is much stronger and much more impactful. So like this is also something to like have in your head. In 2007, it was like more polite. So people were discussing. This is now it's funny for me. At the time, this wasn't funny for me, for my colleague who I worked this project with. But this was a really a disaster for us. Okay, something happened with the presentation, but. No worries. And third example is an organizational change. So a totally different example, also like my personal. So I changed the company for a bigger company. So I thought I'm working for a big corporation, but then I joined a huge corporation and I joined a new role. So basically I was expecting this. So like before I was working with product, then I joined the employee experience. So I thought that the users will be in center, not the products. And I thought there's going to be some products, so more like a more systemic approach, more like working between projects, a little bit of service design, team to lead, a lot of new opportunities, so this is how I thought the emotional cloud were going to look. And it's actually the first time I worked with the emotions. I tried to predict and plan and work through. Previous examples are only retrospective. So sharing you my retrospective view on what could have been done and how this could be managed and what actually happened and how I interpret it. This one actually happened. And when I joined, really don't know why this is like this. When I joined, it appeared that I'm joining a program that when we build the definition for, it appeared it is so complex that it could easily be defined as 277 system within the ecosystem. So the program, which was like a train in the journey, endless journey. So like when you manage the product or when you change the product or design a product, there's a state A, state B, and you know what the journey is. When you manage the program that is running and that is constantly running, things may change before you even have a chance to react on this. So this program was huge, and this system was actually super big, and I saw that like what we're changing, like being a global team, we try to change a whole organization. And changing whole organization, like globally, with different cultural context and regulations and like kind of users and managers and like almost 500,000 people there was so big and so difficult that I needed to like flip the thinking here. So not focus on a like holistic system, because this is not possible to understand by anyone. So this is so complex, and the emotional cloud is so big, and there's so much stuff in there that no one's able to understand it. So I tried to like build a range and see the boundaries where actually me and my team can impact and how we can work with the program and with the systems that are that we understand and we actually can impact, and we see the chances of like making improvements like for the whole company and for the global experience for employees. So what happened is that like we defined a small area that we want to focus on, and like its additional level for me was like the team also. So I believe no one was understanding actually all the connections and complexity and difficulty, and yeah, you may be facing the same in your organization and your team, but there was a lot of like, I don't understand, this makes no sense, this is boring, I don't believe we'll do it, and so on. So there are also methods to like face this, not concentrating that much on what, but concentrating on how. So enjoying the process. So if you need to manage or design something that is in constant process, you have to enjoy your process you bring into the system, which will automatically build the positive emotions that comes from inside, and maybe from you being like a side impact the things that you actually can impact and can work with. So how? So having fun, using great methodology, doing things that matter and are nice. And I prepared 6 lessons learned or lessons to be learned, because not everything refers to like how I managed, but things refer to more how I believe this can be managed. So I just read it for you, so you can like check if this have implications to your life, your work, and your environment. So first thing, prepare for many scenarios, build an emotional impact map. So something I already said. Make sure everyone is aware of what may happen. Prepare, be rational. So try to be rational, because difficult emotions always there, but prepare, that's fine. Take control of different levels of users' emotions through your product management and communication. So you can communicate, and communication is really strong tool to have. So understand the scale and sensitivity. So also, things are more in a bigger scale, lower scale, and more or less sensitive. Take care of yourself and your team. Always think rationally about the work you've done, the goals you have, and the long-term perspective. Never take things personally, also important. Like our emotional system always tells us to take things personally and believe that this is something that we did. Involve as many people as possible as early as possible. This is trivial, so every designer knows that, so they are better prepared to manage their own emotions later. How you shape the system around you is highly dependent on your experience, current situation, and emotions you bring in. So other may have a different variant of the same system in their head. So what you see the system is not always, almost never, the system that others sees. So make sure that you're aware of this. And the last one, figure out how far you can get with understanding things and focus on the range. So the last example, not always, you'll never be able to understand the whole system and manage emotions through this. So make sure you know where to stop and don't go too far for challenging yourself. The product should not always necessarily be the core. The team can be a core, the process can be a core. You have to define it. Okay, thanks. And you can reach me there.
Thank you, Bartek, very much. It was wonderful. And thank you for reminding us that there are emotions and feelings, and we can take totally different actions when we have this awareness. So thank you very much.
Thanks.
And if you have any questions or you want to catch up with Bartek, now's the time. Oh, there's one.
Yeah.
Hi, thanks for the presentation. My question regards one of the first slides when you divided the interaction between visceral behavior and memory related. And you said that the visceral reactions are the quickest, but also have the lowest impact, like on the overall experience. How are you handling this information? Like, do you put lesser priority on visceral interactions, or do you just completely ignore them? Or because I would expect that to be quite important. To work with these basic emotions, even via simple animations or stuff, to really like build this whole and robust user experience.
Yes, yeah. Thank you for this question, and definitely it's as you said. So of course they are important, and like these are the ones that are easiest to be. So this is super important. That's why we put a lot of focus on like copywriting and visual stuff and animations, because this is something you can, and like based on these emotions, you can build other levels of emotions. So I would say these are the most important, like for a designing for. But also I showed a very simplified example just to like. So I want to put your focus on a reflective level, because I had examples on reflective, and I'm talking about the like systemic approach and how you can impact this. But it doesn't mean like there's one level is more important than other. And actually, it's opposite, because this one you can. I think these are easier to understand and easier to implement. When you want to implement something on reflective, you need to make a lot of people understand it, believe in it, and try to follow it, and you still have no idea what will happen, because even people try to manage their behaviors, they cannot. Like, I'm the best example. I'm not really good with emotions. I take a lot of things personal, and even I'm working with this for a long time, still I cannot manage my behaviors that my emotions releases, which means this is quite a long journey, and not everyone will is able to follow this. This is a lot of like work for personal work to be done. So you have no you can't be sure like what may happen. But the answer, short answer is yes, these are very important, and these are actually also, I'm simplifying this, but these are easiest to impact, and you have to focus on this because this is where it starts. Yeah.